Anthropic was founded around the idea that AI development should be paired with serious safety research, not treated as a separate concern for later. A few principles show up repeatedly. Helpful, honest, and harmless is a commonly referenced framing for the assistant behavior Anthropic aims for, genuinely useful, truthful about its own uncertainty, and avoiding harm. Safety research runs alongside capability research, covering interpretability, alignment, and evaluation as core to the mission. Constitutional AI is a training approach where the model is guided by a set of explicit principles to evaluate and improve its own responses, rather than relying solely on humans labeling every possible answer. And deployment is staged and cautious, rather than releasing maximum capability as fast as possible with no guardrails. Anthropic publishes usage policies describing acceptable and prohibited uses of Claude. At a conceptual level, expect these to cover prohibiting malicious code, weapons development, and large-scale disinformation, restrictions around high-stakes domains like medical, legal, and financial advice, where outputs shouldn't substitute for licensed professional judgment, and transparency requirements in some contexts, like disclosing AI involvement or not impersonating a real person without authorization. As an associate-level user, you're expected to understand why such policies exist, preventing harm, maintaining trust, keeping humans accountable, and to recognize when a request might run into one. A recurring theme across responsible AI practice is that AI output should generally pass through human judgment before it has real-world consequences, with the weight of that oversight scaling with the stakes involved. In practice, review AI-drafted content before it goes external, a client email, a public post, a legal document. Don't treat an AI's analysis as the final word on a consequential decision. And keep a clear line of human accountability. If an AI-assisted decision turns out wrong, a specific person or process should own the correction, not the AI. LLMs are trained on large amounts of human-generated text and can reflect biases present in that data or in how a task is framed. Practical awareness means being alert to skewed or stereotyped outputs, particularly in hiring language, performance evaluations, or content about particular groups of people. Review AI-assisted content intended for diverse audiences with that lens specifically, not just for tone and clarity. And understand that the AI said so is never a defense for a biased outcome. The same accountability principle from human oversight applies. Depending on context and organizational policy, using AI assistance may come with an expectation of disclosure, telling a client a proposal was AI drafted then human reviewed, noting AI involvement in an academic context, or just being honest internally about how work was produced. When in doubt, err toward more transparency rather than less. The norms here are still evolving across industries, but discovered non-disclosure damages trust far more than proactive disclosure ever costs. Find your own organization's AI usage policy. If one exists, check with IT, legal, or HR. Read it once, specifically looking for what's prohibited, what requires disclosure, and what requires human review before external use. If no such policy exists, that's worth flagging to a manager. The absence of a policy isn't the absence of the underlying risk. To recap, Anthropic frames its approach around being helpful, honest, and harmless, treating safety research as core to the mission, and using techniques like constitutional AI to guide model behavior. Usage policies exist to prevent clear harms and keep licensed human judgment in the loop for high-stakes domains. Human oversight should scale with stakes. Review before external use. Don't treat AI analysis as final, and preserve clear accountability. LLMs can reflect training data biases, so review diverse audience content with that lens, and remember accountability stays with the human. And transparency about AI involvement is often expected. When in doubt, default toward it.